From WJLA 24/7 News, this is Good Morning Washington.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Washington, she traveled to Jerusalem in search of the best challah bread.
Challah, you got it right.
I feel good about it. The kosher baker returns with her favorite Rosh Hashanah recipes. That's coming up. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Welcome back at 9:46. This Sunday is the start of the Jewish New Year, known as Rosh Hashanah. And with a name like the kosher baker, of course, we had to invite our next guest back to help celebrate the holiday.
That's right.
Great to be here.
Yes, and Chef Paula Scheuer, she knows all about creating the perfect challah bread there and joining us with this recipe rich in history.
Yeah, it's a really great recipe, and I love making challah and serving it every Friday night as well as on the Jewish holidays, because all around the world people have different versions of it. And it's
beautiful.
It's such a wonderful egg soft dough, which you'll get to eat shortly.
Can't wait.
And you can start eating right now if you decide. You can always start eating at the beginning of the segment. That's fine.
Put this
Okay,
down.
but I want to show everybody, kind of walk people through how to make it and teach one way to shape it, which is really nice. And so basically what I have in the bowl already is oil, salt, and sugar, and some water to dilute it.
Okay.
And then I have my yeast here. You know, if you've ever baked with yeast, you got to make sure your yeast gets kind of spongy.
Yeah, and make sure that it is.
Interesting.
Does it have to rise? You have to wait for it to rise?
Just like 5 minutes or so. It doesn't even take that long. And then I'm kind of I start off with the whisk, and then I mix in my egg, and I leave a little bit of the egg here to brush on top of the loaves at the end. And I mix this in, and then what you end up doing is adding flour a little bit at a time. And I always tell people, you may not use all the flour in the recipe. When the dough is soft, then you're done. So I start out whisking, and then I'll use a spatula. And eventually, hands are your best kitchen tools, right? So I'll be kneading the dough, which I'm not going to do here. But, you know, the idea is that we'll put this dough, we'll mix this in.
I feel like every time you put an ingredient in, you should yell, challah!
Challah! It's great. So I have, here I have dough that's already been risen for a couple of hours. And I have so many different ways to shape it. And we have round challah on Rosh Hashanah because it's the beginning of our year. So it's like you get to start again and think about, just like you do for New Year's, like how you want to be a better person, things you want to do, challenges you want to take on. So I challenge people out there, if you're not bakers, like bake something new this year and challenge yourself. So the easiest way to make a round challah is literally, you know, rolling out a strand like this.
It smells really good, by the way. Like the bread. I'm smelling the bread. I'm smelling some.
And you want to tie this into a knot?
Well.
You guys want to try? Just
I'm not sure if I know how, but...
Just kind of tie it in a knot, and that's it.
Okay. Oh, gosh.
Okay, so there you go.
You're going to have to eat that piece
So
now.
it's not as easy.
Doesn't matter. It's not as easy.
It
It is fine. All right,
Okay.
so I'm going to show you guys another way to do it.
Oh, gosh.
Look, wait,
I'm really
wait,
breaking it.
No, it's perfect.
Sorry.
Look, look how we fix everything.
There we go.
I'm gonna
You're
go
the
home and
magic.
bake it. No, it's great.
Beautiful. Can we talk about this one really quick? Because
Yeah.
this is so cool. It's like
This one is
different
so fun.
sections.
So all
with
you
different
do for one
seasoning
like
and
this, I'm
seeds.
actually going to do it on the table here. You cup your hands
Okay.
and you rub the dough like this in a circle. I learned this in cooking school in Paris. And you end up with these balls, and you put them in a pan. And they rise up. It's like a crown.
And you just season each one differently?
Yeah,
with
I
different
did,
kinds of seeds?
za'atar and caraway seeds and everything bagel mix, which is my favorite, and sesame. It's whatever you have.
And it just pulls right apart.
Yeah. And this one it's 100% whole wheat. That's from the Healthy Jewish Kitchen, which you guys can see on the monitor.
About how many people does this feed? Like how the whole family, or
So
is
I
there
have
usually
28 people coming Sunday night.
Wow.
So I have several of these round ones. Everybody in my house gets a little round challah like this and a little bowl of honey, because we have honey.
looking at
You
the
want to
honey.
try
I
some honey on it.
I'm
And in the meantime, I'm going to show how we do these strands. So you take like 8 strands this way, and I didn't make them perfect, so you can see they don't have to be. So I'm just going to kind of over, under, you know, kind of like a basket like this.
Oh, there's so many different patterns that you can do.
Oh, it is so much fun, and it's such a fun spongy dough too.
While you're doing this, can you talk about your trip to Jerusalem?
Yes, I did this last summer, and I have videos on my YouTube channel where I went around to a whole bunch of bakeries in Jerusalem, tasting every challah to find the best one.
Wow, what an experience!
And you know what?
There's
I
some
know that
video up
sounds
right now.
really miserable to do, but you know, this is what I do in my work. But it's really fun.
I'm gonna put that on my bucket list.
I
That
have
sounds
also
like a really good idea.
Yeah, they have, and you know, and it's funny, when I was in Jerusalem with my kids in June, we were in the Machane Yehuda market looking at challahs, and I said to the kids, "Do you want to have a challah in the hotel room over the weekend?" And they said to me, "Why would I want to eat anybody else's challah but yours?"
Oh,
So they're
perfect.
really cute. So once you have this, you just kind of go like this. You kind
That's
of go
beautiful.
over, you know, just kind of tuck them over. It's like super simple.
That is awesome.
And
then
it
you
seems like
kinda
something
keep
kids
doing-
would love to help with
it's
as well.
so great, except keep the sprinkling flour away from the kids because they love to dump so much on it. So your challah will taste like cardboard.
All right,
So avoid that.
We're going to have you stick around. We'll say bye here with you, but kosherbaker.com is
Here,
the website.
check this out, guys.
We appreciate you being here. Oh, my, that is
Gorgeous.
awesome.
And then you brush it and you can put all the different seeds on top.
We're going to check it out. Paula Schroyer, thank you so much. Coming up after the break, one last check on your weather on this Friday morning.